First things first, though, as you heard Drew Hoff talk about in the news update, in case you think you were maybe mistaken in what you heard, yes, in Roseville. I don't know, maybe the last place I would ever expect to see a crocodile would be in Roseville. All right, maybe Granite Bay, but Roseville. Well, I've seen this. Never mind. I was going to use a joke. Sometimes you're on the verge of using a joke, and then you steer clear. Something clicks in, you go, maybe I better not use that joke. But anyhow, Scotty Murdoch, one of our afternoon editor and reporter, is joining me in the studio. How you doing, Scotty?
It's just a beautiful Wednesday evening.
Yes, it is. It's a beautiful night to observe crocodiles at TJ Maxx.
Kind of makes me want to go buy some new shoes.
Yeah, some gator shoes?
Exactly.
Hey, you never know. You make lemonade out of lemons, right?
Right. That was actually the first question I asked Dee. Was like, this didn't escape from the shoe store, right?
Right. Now I'm going to have animal rights people all over me. It's an alligator it's a crocodile in Roseville. It's interesting, Scott. One morning I was driving to work, and I don't remember who the traffic guy was at the time, or the traffic person that was doing this is years ago. But I'll never forget the traffic report coming on. And, it's just, you expect, things are all quiet across the, morning commute, nothing to worry about, all clear between Sacramento and blah, blah, blah. But what caught my attention was during that traffic report, the traffic guy goes, and you may not believe your eyes, something like this, I'm paraphrasing, but it was like Greenback and Garfield, I don't know, somewhere here in Sacramento, or maybe Roseville. Maybe Roseville's the place that wild animals just wander off to. Tired of the zoo, tired of the Everglades, I'm headed to Roseville. I don't know about you, but I'll never forget the traffic guy said, and at the corner there at Greenback and whatever it was, a walrus has been observed. And I just thought, okay, now how kooky is that? You're driving to work. It's 4:30 in the morning. You're at a stoplight. There's hardly any other cars on the road. You look over to the side of the road, and there's a walrus. Come on. A walrus? I'll never forget that. But, Scotty, tell us what's going on. Now, so this is in Roseville. This is the TJ Maxx. What's going on? They see a crocodile, right?
Well, what the police think happened is that somebody picked up this reptile as a pet, and it started to grow.
First of all, not to interrupt you, let me just stop you right there. Someone decided, I need a pet. Okay, now you can go down to the SPCA. You got a little cute little dog. He's looking at you with the sad eyes in the cage, and you want to adopt a little doggy. Or there's a little kitty cat meowing from the cage. Please adopt me. Here's an idea. Let me go since I need a pet, let me go get a crocodile.
Not the cute, cuddly animal you pictured?
No. I mean, what kind of pet is a crocodile? So I had to interrupt you on your first statement that someone actually took the time and made the brilliant decision. Let me get a crocodile. I'm lonely, whatever the case may be. I need a pet, which is interesting because if you're going to walk your pet, and you're walking a croc, I don't know, I think you're going to probably garner some attention by doing that. Anyhow, not to interrupt you, but I just think that's an interesting decision.
Yeah, I mean, they don't know for sure where exactly this came from. That's kind of what they think. It was just it seems like it was dropped off in a box in front of this reptile store that's in the shopping plaza. On the box was a note saying, Nile crocodile, please call animal control. And Nile crocodile, not exactly your ideal pet, considering that they can grow up to 16 feet long, over 500 pounds, and will probably outlive you by the time you get it because they live about 45 years in the wild.
Yeah. Now, I don't know what the contract is. Like, let's say you're moving into, you want to rent a place, and you look at where it has pets. Do you have any pets? Yeah, 16-foot crocodile. Even if it's a 4-footer. I'm pretty sure that's not a good idea. Okay, so now that brings me to the second thought here. Okay, so first thought is, I need a pet, I get a crocodile. Brilliant, really, truly brilliant. Second thing is, wait a second, it's 4 feet long now. It's getting big. It could be 16 feet. I think I'll put it in a container and drop it off. So it didn't take long for this individual to realize, and whoever you are out there, if you're listening, you're just a moron. Can I just be the first to say it? I don't know who you are, but if you drop the crocodile off at TJ Maxx, you're a moron. Okay, now that I want to clear that out of the way, So they put it in a container.
They put it in a container. It obviously didn't hold the crocodile very long because it got out and just started walking around the premises.
So you're out at TJ Maxx. You want to do a little shopping. You're out in Roseville for a stroll. Now you see a crocodile that's out of a container, like the container. I want to know what kind of container. Do they have Croc containers? I don't know what kind of container. You don't have any idea what kind of container.
No,
You're not a big expert on crocodile containers.
They just said they should have said a box.
Okay, a box. Okay, so they put it in a cardboard box. Yeah, this should hold her, Joe. Yeah, slap the old Croc in there. That should be good. Yeah, tie her up. All right, so then the animal control comes out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So animal control, what they put a rope around this thing, or what they do?
Well, luckily, whoever dropped off the crocodile had actually taped his mouth shut.
How considerate.
Yeah, so they didn't have to worry about the mouth. However, if you ever handled a animal like that, they kind of tend to whip and thrash. And
Really?
Scales aren't exactly soft to the touch, so it was still quite an adventure for the animal control guy, but he was able to get it into the cage.
You sound kind of like you've had some expertise trying to pet a crocodile. Am I wrong on that?
No, actually, I have.
You've pet a crocodile?
Just handled the smaller ones, like the 2-footers, though.
Oh, sure. Yeah. And it got crazy on you, started whipping around?
Exactly, yeah. So I was like, I'll put you back down.
Yeah, right. That's probably a good idea. I'd imagine little critters can still snap you when they're that big, 2 feet or whatever.
Yeah, I try to keep my hands away from its mouth as much as possible.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So they lasso the crocodile, and apparently, as you say, he wasn't happy about it. So it was turned over to the Fish and Wildlife, and this is, I guess you're going to place it with an educational organization now.
Yeah, the police didn't specify which one, but apparently it's one that educates people on why you shouldn't have animals like crocodiles.
I was going to say, that's the perfect educational outlet right there. Folks, this is why you should not have crocodiles as pets, just in case you were considering it. I remember this guy was living in an apartment. In fact, I told a story about giving this young lady a ride recently who needed a ride. She was abandoned. And I told the story about going back to this apartment complex that I lived when I was 16 years old. I couldn't believe it. Right next to where my mother used to live in the same apartment complex. And I remember this guy. I remember he had red hair and he took karate. And I remember going, he said, hey, you want to check out, I got some pets. We're going to this, it was my neighbor. So we walk in there and I remember he had like falcons, rattlesnakes in his coffee table. I remember it was a glass coffee table with rattlers in there, and he had things like what was it? What do you call it? Not a ferret. He had ferrets. It was like he was running a zoo in his apartment, and I'll never forget that. And so I thought, so I think this is kind of along those lines. He did not have a crocodile, as I recall.
Not at that time?
No, not at that time. Now, are they sure this is a Nile croc? This is just a...
They're thinking it's either a Nile croc or an American crocodile. There is a little bit of a difference. American crocodiles apparently can only get up to about 14 feet.
Yeah.
So, a little smaller than the Nile croc.
Oh, okay. All right.
And, of course, the Nile crocodiles have it's the largest crocodile in Africa. So they're the ones that are always shown on the documentaries about Africa and about murdering all the animals and stuff. So.
Yeah. I've seen these documentaries, man. I mean, they are enormous beasts. They're a dinosaur, really, is what they are.
They are.
You have to wonder, again, what goes through someone's mind where they say, yeah, I saw that on Nat Geo. I saw that. You know what I'm getting? I'm getting me a giant croc. So, bottom line is, everybody's okay in Roseville, and this is a happy ending, right?
This is a happy ending. The croc's going to a good home. And Roseville Police reminds you that they're illegal to own, and they don't make very good pets.
I was going to say, they added that to the paper here.
They really did.
Yeah, it's illegal to own and makes a very poor pet. Well, thank you for letting us know that. Very poor pet. I would have guessed that.
Hey, some people are some people.
Yeah, some people are some people. Can I use that quote tonight?
You sure can.
I'm going to use that for the rest of my show as long as I have this show. Some people are just some people. Scotty Murdoch, you're awesome, man.
No problem.
Thanks for the crocodile update. In case we get any more, Croc, wild Croc in the town, I'm going to go to you as my
Always
expert.
available.
All right, pal. Thank you.